Hey there! Let's dive into the heart of Shrinking Season 2, Episode 11, titled The Drugs Don't Work. This episode takes us on an emotional roller coaster as we edge closer to the season finale. If you've been following Jimmy's journey, you'll know that things haven't been smooth sailing, and this episode brings a mix of heartfelt moments and personal breakthroughs. Before we go any further, a quick heads up. This breakdown contains major spoilers, so proceed with caution if you haven't watched the episode yet. Jimmy's struggles come full circle. The episode kicks off with a reminder that Jimmy is still avoiding his own issues. This season, Jimmy has been deflecting from his grief and personal struggles by diving too deep into his patients' lives, a method affectionately, or maybe not so affectionately, dubbed Jimmying. In this episode, he's still at it, this time helping a patient who accidentally kidnapped her neighbor's dog. But Paul, his mentor and friend, sees right through him. Paul confronts Jimmy, reminding him that he's using his patient's problems to avoid facing his own pain. As always, Jimmy shrugs it off, insisting he's fine. Yet, by the end of the episode, reality catches up. Jimmy finally breaks down, admitting to Paul that he's been regressing. It's a raw, emotional moment as he calls Paul to confess his struggles, showing us that even therapists need help sometimes. Alice and Jimmy's tense relationship. Meanwhile, Jimmy's relationship with his daughter, Alice, remains strained. Alice is still upset after learning that Jimmy forbade Lewis, the guy whose carelessness led to her mother's death, from seeing her. In an attempt to mend things, Jimmy enlists Liz's help. But Liz, true to her empathetic nature, ends up siding with Alice instead. This only deepens Jimmy's frustration. Alice wants to help Lewis, believing that people deserve second chances. Jimmy, however, is terrified of losing her too, which fuels his decision to keep Lewis away. It's a heartbreaking dynamic that highlights Jimmy's fear of vulnerability and his desperate need to protect his daughter. Sean's emotional battle. One of the standout subplots in this episode is Sean's journey. Sean, a young veteran grappling with PTSD, has been living in Jimmy's pool house and growing close to a circle of friends and neighbors. Now, he's at a crossroads. His therapy is going well, and his business is thriving, so he decides it's time to move out. But the idea of leaving the comfort of Jimmy's home hits Sean harder than he expected. When Derek offers him a property to live in, Sean initially hesitates, making Derek think he's offended. The truth, however, is far more poignant. Sean isn't ready to leave. He shares his emotional struggle, admitting that while he's making progress, stepping out on his own feels overwhelming. This storyline beautifully captures the complexity of healing and the fear of moving forward. Brian and Charlie's parenthood dream. On a lighter note, the episode gives us a joyful moment with Brian and Charlie. Their journey to parenthood has been an emotional roller coaster, with ups and downs that many couples can relate to. Earlier in the season, they faced rejection when the mother of the baby they hoped to adopt chose another couple. Brian tried to stay strong, but the disappointment was palpable. In this episode, things take a surprising turn. They get a call from the mother, who changes her mind and chooses them for her baby. The sheer joy and relief on Brian's face are infectious. When he shares the news with the group, it's a heartwarming moment of celebration. Liz and Gabby, overjoyed for their friends, can't contain their excitement, showing how tightly knit this group has become. Derek and Gabby's struggles. While Liz and Derek have patched up their marital problems, Derek's relationship with Gabby hits a rough patch. Throughout the season, Gabby has been distancing herself from Derek, and in this episode, it becomes clear why. Gabby admits that she struggles to open up and fully let people into her life. Her way of dealing with conflict has always been to create distance, a coping mechanism that Derek calls her out on. Their conversation is a raw and honest look at how past experiences shape our ability to connect with others. It's a moment of vulnerability for Gabby, and while their relationship remains uncertain, there's hope for growth and understanding. Paul's fight with Parkinson's. Paul's storyline continues to tug at the heartstrings. His battle with Parkinson's is getting harder, and in this episode, he reveals that his medication isn't working as effectively as it once did. Despite his own struggles, Paul remains a pillar of strength for Jimmy. Their conversation at the end of the episode, where Jimmy breaks down and Paul offers support, is a testament to their deep bond. Paul's journey reminds us of the importance of resilience and the power of leaning on others during tough times. His vulnerability adds another layer of emotional depth to the episode. A glimpse of hope. Amidst the emotional heaviness, there are moments of lightness and hope. Brian and Charlie's baby news brings a sense of joy to the group, and Sean's candid admission about his fears shows that progress, no matter how slow, is still progress. Even Jimmy's breakdown is a step toward healing, as he finally acknowledges that he's not okay. The episode ends on a bittersweet note, leaving us eager to see how these characters will navigate their challenges in the season finale.